Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The War Room. Let me see who's here before we get started. Yours truly is here. Jamaica 411 will be here, and Miss Karen will be here. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Whether you are Team Karen Cross, Team 411, or Team JPU, we welcome you all to our regular Saturday night broadcast here in the War Room. I want to give a big shout out to the moderators over here who are going to keep things steady in the chat. Welcome. And for those of you who have been here with us, from the very beginning, welcome again and thank you. I've gotten some positive reviews about the War Room. I'm glad that you guys find it interesting. So here, if you're just joining for the first time, make sure you subscribe and subscribe to all our channels. Over here, we talk about the politics. We talk about the current events. We talk about the people them who say them in charge of our country. We also talk about those who say they're supposed to be holding folks accountable. Whether they're doing their job or they are being biased. We are here to spot them and talk about them. So we don't come over here picking on people and intentionally or maliciously try to bring down people. That's not what this platform is about. This platform is about truth, righteousness, and it's about the well-being of our country. We are the vanguards of our country. We're the vanguards of truth, and we're the vanguards of, just making sure that the people who set them in charge are doing the right thing. And we are very happy for this medium. We're happy for social media, for YouTube, and the platforms that we can express our views on. So thank you all so much for joining. There's a lot to talk about here tonight, though. This week, one of the most interesting weeks in politics, both locally and regionally, and that's what we're going to be talking about. We just had the Hurricane Melissa, and things are going. People are trying to brush themselves off. As a Jamaican family, we are trying to brush ourselves off and get back up. And of course, we have been battling this disinformation. It's been happening before, Melissa, and it's a problem now. And we had our Prime Minister yesterday basically said to the country that he is declaring war on those who are spreading maliciousness and disinformation in our country. We are living in a time where it is the opposition party of Jamaica that perpetuated this disinformation. They have not come out and denounced it or said anything about assisting our country and our government to get rid of this disinformation in our country, which is very dangerous to any democracy. We also have over there in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, they are an ally of the opposition party, and we see something very dramatic happen. And we're going to talk about that as well. So, guys, type in the chat, let us know where you're watching from and if it is your first time. And like I said, please subscribe. There's a super chat over here tonight. It would be nice if you appreciate the content and support. We'll go 2 hours if we can, and we will take some calls at the end of it. I had some people call before the program to say them have something to say publicly. They want to talk it on the program, so I say call back when the program start tonight. So we're gonna be hopefully hearing from some of our friends over here. So let me see. So far we have Toronto in the house. Big up yourself. Melanie from Toronto. We have Antiam watching from Jamaica. Thank you for joining. Good night, everybody. We have New York in the house. We have Runaway Bay in New Jersey, Atlanta, Kingston, Texas, Bronx, Sunrise, Florida, Canada again, Caitlin, Texas, Calgary. So basically, I have Jamaica, Canada, US, and so forth. Big up on yourself in the chat. Philadelphia. Good night, Jamaica 411. Welcome.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, War Room. Well, what do we call you guys? Warriors. Yes. Good evening,
Yes, you're.
warriors. Welcome to the War Room.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry I'm late. Internet issues. Had to restart the phone.
Okay, turn up your mic a little bit if you can.
Oh, I think I
Yes,
must turn on the
411.
voice.
So, yes, so
Mm.
Karen, she's soon strolling. So, anyway, boy, where
No,
do we
man, she have
start?
a little. There's a little emergency. She said there's a fire down the lane, so she have
Oh,
to. So
okay.
we'll hear about it when she come.
All right. Okay, good. So, she's coming anyway, right?
Yeah, man, she soon come.
All right. So, where do we start tonight? Do we go locally or we go regionally first? Because I be your things, you know.
Hmm.
Make
Well,
we
I don't
start
know.
locally first. Make we start locally.
All right.
Yes. So, the hottest thing will come out of Jamaica this week is the declaration of war by the Prime Minister of Jamaica. But me not gonna talk about that first. Me not going to talk about that first. I think we should talk about how the Prime Minister tackled Angela Brownberg in the Parliament this week. So me gonna play one little bit I make the audience hear, and then we will come back and talk about it. Because Angela Brownberg get up in the Parliament and say, listen, you're not handling the recovery process properly. And the Prime Minister looked like say him didn't know she was going to ask that. She was going to say that. And boy did he answer her. So hear it here real quick and then we'll get into it.
Relief. Asking, why is it this early relief program has been so chaotic, disjointed, and partisan in how it has been carried out?
The question asked is a classic case of bringing the false notion onto a public platform. I can say here, and the member from Southwest, I call her my neighbor and my sister. I try not to be harsh, but she's saying that she can manage. The member from St. Andrew Southwest is not an expert in disaster recovery. The experts in disaster recovery have spoken, and they have spoken publicly on Jamaican media, on Jamaican radio. They have written documents, and they have said quite the opposite. In fact, they have commended Jamaica as a small island developing state for its response. The persons who peddle this falsehood, Mr. Speaker, seem to conveniently ignore that Hurricane Melissa.
Wait. The odds are on me I come. Hold on there. Lord Jesus. 411, you hearing this? She's not an expert.
That Hurricane Melissa was one of the strongest hurricanes to have hit Jamaica, not just in the Atlantic, but globally. It is in the top 3 strongest hurricanes. No other hurricane has done the level of damage to Jamaica in its recorded history than this one. None. Within hours after Hurricane Melissa, I picked up the phone and I called the chief, the acting chief of defense staff, the head of the NWA, the minister responsible for works, and I said to them, get the airport open. They were out there in the night checking the road to make sure, checking with the necessary authorities to make sure that planes could land. The following day, we were able to open it. Mr. Speaker, in a few days, hold on, in a few days, we were able to open the Sangster International Airport in 72 hours. roads were blocked, communities cut off. I don't like to talk about what the equipment capability of the JDF is. Well, we don't have enough helicopters. We just don't. It took 3 days for us to get additional airlift from our American friends, and I want to thank them for making the airlift available. 3 days. When I landed in Black River the day after, I sent a team by ground. That team could not pass through Holland Bamboo to get to me. When I called to say where they were still with machetes trying to cut their way through. JDF was there with them trying to cut their way through. Never forget it, a lady of Mr. Speaker. The members from Westmoreland made a very strong case that the disaster response was slow and ineffective. And I reflected on it. I did, because every criticism, I take it and I look at it, because if I am wrong, I am the first to admit. In the same way that when I looked at the response, I said in the first 3 days, we were all just trying to run around and trying to get things done. And you know why, Mr. Speaker? Because the member will tell you that the disaster manager for the parish fell ill, had a stroke, and that key person in the coordination of the response was not available. But I wouldn't only use that as a response, as a excuse. There were persons who lost their roofs, who were cut off, had no telecommunication, but couldn't find them. So to say that our response was slow, it's not just a lie, it's unfair.
So, when you hear the Prime Minister tell a woman say she's not an expert and there were many obstacles in the beginning and all these things. So, Angela Brownberg now, 411. If you say Angela Brownberg must leave the opposition MPs for the parishes that are affected to talk to the Prime Minister about recovery and all these things. What do you think?
I hear all of the questions, but I think I understand what you're asking.
Mm-hmm.
First, Angela Brownberg is an imbecile, right? The first thing was that the World Bank woman came out, and the whole of Jamaica would have heard her say that she has been to many disaster areas. China, I think she said Indonesia, and wherever else. And she never said the kind of preparation and response like what she seen in Jamaica. And she praised us. So for she, if you go into the parliament, reading the original narrative, right? Trying to counter what was said. She just set herself up for that thump that she get in her mouth. She's not an expert, and the experts said that we're doing quite well. Well, the experts don't have to tell us. I mean, some places got back light already. Now I was in other places in St. Anne yesterday. Brownstown don't have no light. And several other places, they don't have no light at all.
Mm-hmm.
But 1 and 2 places did have light, and they were on the main road. Almost every pole twist up, right? On the main road.
Which part that?
St. Anne.
St. Anne, okay.
So this is the main road now between Ochi and Runaway Bay.
Mm-hmm.
The whole of most of the pole them twist up, some of them fall off. And there were linesmen out there, some foreigners.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the judging by the fact that the trucks that they were driving were left-hand drive, I would assume that they came in with their trucks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and they were out there fixing the line. So I asked a lady, the lady said that she was promised where she is. They were promised that they will get light by next week. Well, I tell her to count 2-3 weeks on top of that. So the auntie, now if she get light, then that means to say Brownstown and other places will get light too. Now,
okay, go ahead, finish your thought.
we know that the hurricane landed as a category 5 in well, it says it's Good Hope or Green Hope or something like that. But the people in Belmont in Westmoreland said the eye passed over them. There was a calm. So when the Grill got back light and Black River Water, Santa Cruz get back light, that's amazing. for the parishes that got the greater hit.
Mm-hmm.
And St. Anne, that didn't get much of a hit based upon what I saw. I mean, I drive through Brownstown and barely, and even when you see the little rusty, real rusty roof them, right? They stood up and then there were one or two where you see new zinc. So the people go buy them zinc and put it on back. I don't see no place without any roof. But not even the trees got the blows like the light pole. So the biggest problem that they have, it seems to me, is the light. So hopefully
All
we'll be
right.
getting.
So talking about light, the government, as you know, the government come say JPS has say based on their capabilities right now and them something there. You go have some people have to wait a good 6 months to get back the light. And Daryl Vaza tell them say no, we can't accept that. You have to get the people them light back. So they must say, boy, your money are the problem. So they say, the government say, Daryl Vaz say, cabinet say, them going to lend JPS 150 million. For do what them supposed to do, and them are going to find the rest of them money, and them supposed to get by the people them light as soon as possible. So the PNP are run up and down in a one heap of argument. I said, boy, we want to see where the rest of money are come from and the money and one heap of something. So we don't know if PNP want the country to get back in light or what. Can you imagine going without light for 6 months?
Yeah, well, they don't want the country to get back the light because to look bad on the government. They don't want the people to get housing because they look bad on the government. And they don't want the people to get any food. They would rather to hear that people are starving and dying and have died. And that's basically them, these risers, right? Normally, an opposition would have just shut up and out there try to see how them can help, not them. They're trying to see how they can make the thing not work if they can. Now, when I was talking about the light, it is important because the light is also the engine of the economy, right? It's
Yes.
not just for the people in a private home. Of course, that's very convenient because it means now them can have them, store stuff in them fridge and them kind of things. But it's also necessary for business. Business open, people are employed, right? And when the people are employed and can get back to their normal life and do what they need to do. So in terms of the light, it's coming on. Now, for some people not to have light for 6 months.
Yeah.
I mean, during Gilbert, I think it was quite some time before we got light, and we were in Kingston around with the roof.
How
But
long
I've
you
got
did
the roof
wait for?
fixed, right? So, the more that they bring back the light, the more those lines people can concentrate them effort into the other areas that don't have light. You follow?
How long did
So,
it take you to get back light in a Gilbert?
I think it took me more than about 6 months.
Damn.
Gilbert was in September. We got light well after. I mean, a lot of poles went down, and we had people helping. You see, part of the problem is that the JPS is a private company. Had it
Yeah.
been a government entity, maybe people would voluntarily come in and help because you help the people too. But because a private company, they probably have to fork out some money and pay
Okay,
people.
okay.
You know.
Yes. Well, also, let me just tell the people them, I mean, this is just the right thing to do. The government and the PNP said the conference them cancel. But why is the PNP announcing that conference cancel? And for them conference should have been in September. They may have conference in November now. That don't make sense, but whatever. But yeah, that's the right thing to do. I don't think anybody expected anything to happen after the hurricane. But listen to this. The Prime Minister declare one piece of war upon the Liard people then. Yeah.
And it is one thing that you will see about me. Me not afraid of nobody. All who want talk, make me one. Me will go with you toe to toe. Every nonsense you talk, I will respond to it. And as you would have seen with the government, man come out with foolishness, we respond, not go so. Yeah. So make them, and as many means as they can make, I can make it too. So it's going to be war. Because we cannot allow the people who peddle nonsense, the people who tell lies, we cannot allow them to win. So we very high.
You know what happened now? The Prime Minister feel it, man. Him feel going into the election. Remember the first thing when the Prime Minister come said to the country and to his supporters. The first sentence out of his mouth after it was declared that the JLP won the election. The Prime Minister said this was not an easy victory. You hear? That means him understand and him feel the hands of the disinformation before, and yes, he was able to prevail. But this time around, he might make people know and I like the last time when they nearly overpower me. This time around, me a war. And in saying so, I guess the people who are speaking truth out here, yeah, them dep on the war part too. So, a long time we tell the Prime Minister for war with the people, them, you know. E411.
War.
Say that
Right?
again.
I say if you really want to fight a war, I have a few suggestions for him.
Tell
He
him.
cannot
Tell
allow
him.
these people distract him. He need to be focused. You know, when I was going to school, you know, the school would have rules, and you have to abide by the rules when you're on the compound, right? And then it was very strange to find that the schools were proposing, at least Excelsior was, proposing to extend the rules of the school to outside the school. And how were they able to do it, or why did they say it was necessary? Because you have on the uniform. As long as you have on the school uniform and you behave a certain way and they hear about it, they will go punish you just as if you're on the compound.
well on then now. What you are trying to say now? The Prime Minister not for war back with them?
No, those people, there are rules for the parliament. You're not supposed to go into the parliament, go tell lies and mislead anybody, normalign citizens outside. Them have rules. But
Okay.
those rules do not extend outside of the parliament. He needs to go into the parliament and pass some laws, put some laws before the House to be considered, debated, and passed. Whether you're in the House a tell lie or you're out of the House a tell lie, them should be able to sanction you. Because as a member of parliament, you're bringing your office, the member of parliament, and everybody else into disrepute when you're out there freely a tell lie. So if you want to really war, that is what he should do. Put a law before the House, right? Extending the privileges of the House to punish people who are members of parliament who go out there and say things. They must follow the rules and withdraw them. Or they can suspend them. Right? Put that there. And you don't have to worry about them after that. Right? Them go on and make a mistake and come on and withdraw it. Them cannot go outside and deliberate just a tell lie. This is something that is unprecedented. We never see them sitting in our history. But it's dirty risers, right? And them leaders, that is how them plan to play the game. Take advantage of the weakness in the system of democracy that we have in the country, and that need to fix.
I guess I agree with you, yes, because I have said that they need to use legislations to fight disinformation. I don't think that anything should be off the table. I think they should even extend what you're saying is a good idea and it's a good suggestion. And yes, they should definitely do it that way. But I would say go a little further. What about journalists who tell lie upon the government? Dean Jackson Miller tell a wicked lie a couple of days ago upon the Prime Minister in the press conference, you know. and she no apologize for it, and them no hold her accountable. So what you gonna do about people like she,
No, you can't trouble those people
What you mean by?
because that can be an abuse. I mean, already them use the defamation law to abuse them to shut up people. So them will just have to go and chat with them one chat, and the public will take care of them. But when it comes to the parliamentarians, a different story, right? People have
Mm-hmm.
a very bad opinion of politicians, and it's getting worse because of these kinds of behaviors, and you need to put an end to it. I would suggest
Okay.
though, I would suggest though that for people on social media who tell lies, I said it before, I think in one of the video, that the Broadcasting Commission control the media, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you don't want them to be out there controlling because you don't want them out there, because they will abuse it. Governments will abuse the laws that them set up and try to use it to shut up people. What you want the Broadcasting Commission to do, you see, is to have a mandate that if somebody should complain to them, they can move themselves. So somebody tell a lie on you, like when they say something about you, you
Mm-hmm.
should be able to write to them and make a complaint against that person on social media. Now remember, all the social media platforms, they have rules about misinformation and all kinds
Mm-hmm.
of right.
But it's
But
not enforced though.
no, because them don't know the language. Remember now, we just use some language and them don't know the language. And somebody that will complain to them now. And when enough people complain, then they might either block or do something, assuming that something happened. But with the Broadcasting Commission being I think it's a statutory body, I think it is, right? Then when you complain to them about Miss Little Bit of Blood says something about you, they would go and examine and write to her. That's all I'm have to do, The rules, write to her and tell her, look, you said something, you must withdraw it. It's not true. You get me? If she
Mm-hmm.
fails to do so, then write to Facebook and tell Facebook that she put out something misleading. As long as them contact and make have a relationship with these platforms, and then tell them say you know after all of them control the airwaves in Jamaica, and then
Me-
Facebook would just block her or take down our page.
Anytime them ready for pass that the legislation, that is the day I will attend a parliamentary sitting. Trust me, because there's a lot to it. You have the holding the parliamentarians accountable, like the Satan Campbell and the rest of them. You also have the cyber the cyber violence. It all ties in, because you have people who are going to fall victim and they're not parliamentarians, and none of the parliamentarians them directly or do it. So you have that aspect of it too. So it extends beyond what you are suggesting, which is good, hold the heads them accountable. But there are other people in the society, just made a reference to little bit of blood and what she did say about me. And there that is cyber violence. So
Right. So
all of that,
rather than you going to court and suing,
yes.
right? Now, if you have the arrangement this way, people can still say what them have to say with freedom, but them would not go. They go deliberately tell a lie, or if they do, then them know say and the Broadcasting Commission can be very quiet about it. They might either withdraw it, you understand, or them write to
Mhm.
the platform and the platform deal with it.
Mayor Wheatley said they were reviewing some laws, but you know what? Maybe I will try to get Dr. Wheatley over here to talk about that, because he's the one who is in charge of the technological side of government and them something. So I would really want to hear what they're planning to do. But
Right.
Sikarin here, eh?
But we still have to be careful about what it is that the government legislate, because then it would I mean the people in this in the what you call the other one, traditional media, them can barely say certain things, but we can come
Mm,
up and ball it out, right? Even though what they're about to say or want to say is the truth, you understand?
Yeah.
They're afraid because people will sue them even though what them saying is true. Nobody now go sue we per se, right? But at the same time, you can't have people out there just tell lies, so blatant lie, right? About Juliet Wallace named upon Melissa grandfather's title, how her name get on the title. And when you look on the title, the woman name not only is her name not on it, and the Kinlan them own the property over by Kobe, right? You hear another lie being spoken about Vaz and him in-law, I think it's his son-in-law, must say got the SSL land as a gift. And when you check out the title, it is an SSL, but it's an SSL registered in St. Lucia. Different, even if it's a sister company to this one. It's not that one that Bull put the money into, right? They just never checked these out. That would have been a mistake, I would expect. But the one about Melissa, nobody, it was pure lie.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Karen, good night. Me da play the concession speech by by Mark Golden's friend here, Mr. Ralph. I have never heard a concession speech like this in my entire life. And boy, I may tell you, it look like something wrong. You know, a one seat Ralph get, don't it?
So I hear.
One
As
seat.
some PNP people down there help him.
Eh?
Yeah, man. My view of Ralph Gonzalez is that he was one of them politicians who just never know when to quit. This was the year for him to quit and go out as a winner. And then him decided to stay. What made him stay is power. That's all it is. 25 years, power. The same thing happened to Denzel Douglas up in St. Kitts. Stay too long and never have no succession planning and never groom nobody to take over until people was voted out in a most disgraceful way.
Oh
But
my
But
gosh.
Ralph Gonzalez also was a riser. He was a riser.
Po, 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 po.
He would hang out with Mark them and he would hang out with pedophiles and rapists. He would hang out with convicted criminals. He was hanging out with the risers. Them as a riser and riser get beaten. And he should
Lord
have taken that
Jesus.
cue. And then as a Caribbean man, he never even take the cue and see that the risers them lose. And he never even take the opportunity to say, all right, since my rise friend them lose, me say me can make friend with Andrew only. He never even try that. Because I mean, he would have had what from September 4th to make a change. But him never make a change. Him just stay with him rise friend them and him lose. That's a riser. All risers are lose. And all the other governments across the Caribbean that have not been with them, the risers them, they also will lose. Because Ralph Caribbean people, let me just pause and say we have a fire down the road. Somebody just lost their home. I mean, carelessness, of course. I went down there. I don't normally go down to these things, but I go because I know there are 3 kids in the house, but them safe and sound.
Oh no.
I'm amazed him lose everything. Everything no time look at touch him lose. But the 2 fire brigade trucks are there and they came swiftly. One of the major problems we have why the fire brigade could move much faster is the whole car them park up all over the place. I mean, them to park up this side can we get them moved and as them park up, we call cases and get them moved. But down that side, every lane packed up with old car and nothing can get for move. This morning, we had to send out a voice note to the leaders and down that and let them know get the lane clear so the garbage truck can come in. And when we go down on the fire in the night here, we see the garbage truck come up to the lane, still collect garbage. So you know that was a devastating look of fire. But as a community person, my only responsibility was to make sure the children safe. I couldn't care less who else get burned up. As a matter of fact, I couldn't care less what them lose in there. Maybe everything in there needed to be burned up. I don't know. It appears to me that way. The way people talking about the place, because I've never seen it. But the way they come in, they discuss me, I tell them to describe the place to me. And they look up man who live in them, Cooper Cockroaches with the man gather in them. Maybe everything was needed to burn up. Maybe now is the time to cut and clean and start afresh. Maybe now is the time for that.
I'm sorry to hear that, but Karen, me hear people have said the same thing about the hurricane. They
Yeah,
must say
man.
why the country feel lighter from.
Yes, sir.
True?
Yes, sir.
They may not go come down, they can't feel how the country feel like
Yeah,
them.
man. The thing is feel like we're on a path of renewal. And
Gee.
some things just needed to be dealt with in a harsh way.
Oh
And
my God.
it's like when God had destroyed place back in the Old Testament, and God just mash up everywhere. So and I go out with peer things, and God was heading for Westmoreland, and now we know that.
Oh
So
my goodness.
but that out of the way now. The children them all right, and
Thank
Marina
God.
came about the careless parents them because she never did it either. Would I pity them? So me don't really care about them. Me sure them girl are gonna give it to her tonight. They might make sure escape it tonight, but tomorrow she now gonna escape it. So there's that. But everybody's safe and sound. No lives lost. It's
Thank
a good
God.
thing. It's a good thing. But yeah, Ralph is a riser. Big
Jesus.
riser.
Lord.
Big riser.
So what
Hanging
are
out
they?
with risers, hanging out with losers. And Ralph had no sense to see that they lost and he could cut. And he never cut. I mean, when they lost, he had an opportunity the other day when the Caribbean people them came down here. I never seen him. Did you see him? Was he here?
No, him never come. No, him never come. I must say goal until him say don't come.
Yes, a riser. Them tell him to come. You couldn't join in the conclusions from Ralph Gonzalez. He was a riser and him Rice friend they lost on September 3rd and him never make no move to switch.
So what
Him
are they?
never
The one over
move.
Venezuela riser too?
Oh, Madura?
Eh.
Yeah, man, Madura riser, man. Now so Mr. Trump, go and leave forget him, man. Mr. Trump will get him. We'll leave him to Mr. Trump. Because the Venezuelan people them don't have the know-how to get him, but Trump will get him one way or another, Trump. And if Trump don't get him, whoever else come, them going to get him one way or another, I'm sure.
Lord,
But there's a good things that Ralph Gonzalez. And yes, I heard the concession speech, which was not a concession speech.
hold on the car. Maybe make the people them hear it and come back. It's just a few seconds.
At the end of this very height of the NDP's triumphalism, it is the moment of the start of their descent. And descend they will. The unraveling usually commences imperceptibly and then becomes a flood of disarray as the center cannot hold and things fall apart. History and experience so teach. And in our fast changing world, the clock of their demise is already ticking.
Karen, where does some money come from?
If them come from them cut from the same cloth. Them not accept defeat, and they must always explain defeat in a way where they want to bring down the winner. They want the winner to look bad because they lost. As the same mantra. They must have had discussions with him. Mark Golan and Dane Campbell must have been having discussions about how I'm going to lose and when him lose what he must say. I mean, there's no other explanation for this. This is a rise move. This is a classic rise move. Listen to it carefully.
I couldn't believe it.
A classic rise move. If Mark never had dropped down at PMP headquarters the night of elections, he probably issue something like that to try and drop down first, and then them tell him to concede quickly.
You dropped down out there?
Yeah, man, me drop down a PMP headquarters and never have to hold him up. And it looked like Ralph had a drop down movement. Maybe some video will surface. There was some video will surface. Maybe Ralph had a drop down movement. What a disgusting man. Served the country for 25 years as Prime Minister, and this is how you go out, you lost, and you couldn't congratulate the victors, and you couldn't say something nice and be a big man. Man, a riser. That's a riser. Huh?
Better I'm never bother say no. The man said the clock is ticking for them demise.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? That's a rising argument. Mark Golan and Ian Niels and Dayton Campbell and them don't say that about the JLP and Andrew Wallace. What
them
they have
privately.
No, them not say it. Them a do it.
Oh,
Them a action it.
No,
Them
no,
a
no.
action it.
They must say the
Everything.
government to the election.
Huh?
That's what they must say.
So what? Mr. Michelle?
They must say the government teeth the election after the
Well, here's my thing now about the thieving of the elections. And the same thing, Ralph better listen. Somebody go send Ralph this, you know. Somebody must send him this.
yes.
Them better understand the thing now. Now, all right. Make we look upon this reasonably and think as reasonable people. Because we are reasonable people, aren't we? We
Yes.
in the war room and we are make war with them, but we're reasonable. You know?
Mhm.
All right. So they lost the local government elections and them say, we thief it. You know? Then they lost the general election and them say, we thief it. Yeah? Then the Hurricane Melissa come and them have people out, they say, Mr. Holnish, shoot the cloud. Now the question that they must ask themselves, and I mean, not the leaders, the people who saying these things on the streets and on social media and them take the talking point from them leaders, they must ask themselves this one question. How is it that your leaders are incapable of doing these things? How is it that your leaders are incapable of thieving an election?
But Karen, make we talk sense here, so. What about the PNP has lost 3 consecutive general elections? So are they everything thief?
No, man, that was the riser argument about thieving. This is a
Oh,
riser argument.
all right.
But I'm saying to them, well, when them say Mr. Wallace shoot the cloud and Mr. Wallace bring the hurricane, I say, well, for them that was seem to be able to bring anything. Them can't thief an election and him can't bring a hurricane. Then what the hell them have him? They must look into themselves and wonder that. Them leader
Eh,
can't seem to do anything. Mr. Wallace thief the 2 elections, Mr. Wallace bring Melissa. But for them man can't seem to do anything. Bring something. They must go look into that. Because this is politics and your man can't do them things. I mean, this is a Trumpian talk. But that is a question they should ask themselves. So there is it with them and Ralph, you know.
mhm.
So
Well,
that's it.
Ralph Punk
Yeah.
into the opposition teeth the election because of him control it.
There you go. So that even make it worse. That much worse him a riser. Him could even control him own thief in of election.
Mm-mm.
Him could even
But it
control him
is,
own election. Him can't thief it.
but his arrogance, you know, you remember when he was out at Portland, he was? Yes. I
Yeah.
know him a talk about how them say him a go lose and how him did it from when and him and basically saying can't lose and him a run off him out.
But I think he's a malignant narcissist.
That
Him
very aptly describes him. That very aptly describes. But maybe the Vincentians look at him and him friends him because voters think and behave the same way all around the world, you know.
Mm.
And then look at him hanging out with losers. They must decide to F off with him.
Then
They
Karen,
decide.
hold on there. Then you never hear what the Prime Minister angle up Angela last week.
Lord have mercy, the Prime Minister, the member from Southwest St. Andrew is not a disaster. What is
Expert.
it?
Like she got disaster school.
It's not a, but Jesus have mercy. And she have the heart. She have the gall. After the Prime Minister so nicely put her aside, she has the gall to laugh with them dirty nasty teeth there. She
Oh
has
God.
the gall to show the teeth them and laugh. Did you see that laugh?
Lord
A
God.
grin. Before she closed her mouth and smiled, she opened up her mouth and showed me all of them. I was so sorry for that girl. It's not funny. I said, Jesus, you can't make the devil ease up off of them look a bit. And Jesus said, no, man, the devil stay over there with them. And Jesus have mercy.
Mighty God.
Then the Prime Minister and I'm Aki. The Prime Minister addressing all of them nonsense and handling them up very badly. Them looking very, very bad. The whole of them looking very bad.
So you hear the Prime Minister say he might declare war upon the liar people them?
I find that so funny.
What make? No full time.
Well, I am between two minds with that. One, I like how the Prime Minister licked them down. Yeah. And all of us was in charge, all of us was to carry that and spread that and carry that out. But the truth is, the Prime Minister can't do that too often because
He
he
have to do it
is
often.
right. He is the Prime Minister of the land, and this leak down when give them this can last 2 years. So I mean, this can last a good full year. We have to leak them again till maybe next year, December.
Yes.
When something big happened down the house part, all the devastation take place. Him can't do it too often. In Parliament now, him to leak them down. That's where he
Yes.
must leak them down. In Parliament.
Well,
No
yes.
declare no war upon them in Parliament. Just lick them down with argument and put it to them.
Well, me
Because
glad to hear him talk in front of the Jamaican
I
people and
did.
tell them say a
I
beer lie them a
did.
tell.
Yes, sir. It was wonderful. It was great. It
Yes.
was it's going to be.
Well,
I mean, look for Miranda because I mean, maybe we could get her for join the JLP because she understand the war argument much better than all of we. So
and
maybe
nobody
the
never
problem
in
is
a
that,
trouble her.
eh?
Nobody in a trouble her.
But yeah, but I mean, she started for a war. So maybe the JLP people need to go look for Miranda and make sure carry that kept crying for them if a war.
Maybe we can train her since she love war.
And that me I wonder, because I think she understand nothing about war.
No,
But,
sir.
but I don't think any of them understand anything about war. But them need to come into the war room and understand how war fight.
That is it.
Yeah, that is it. So that is it. Prime Minister let them know and Angela get whopped right thump in her dirty mouth and have the gall for still a grin. I've never seen anything so totally. I mean, the woman has no shame.
God. Then wait
No.
then now. Them say the political people them say the Prime Minister make a master strokes yesterday when in the middle of the disaster, when everybody a run up and down, I wanna tell liar this and that. Him go do the grand opening of this police station down at Westmoreland. Them never have police station yet. So the member of parliament, them a call him from when I tell him say the Prime Minister is coming down to do this thing here, this ceremony, and the ears don't come.
Ian can't stand beside Prime Minister. I'm short.
Lord
Prime
Jesus.
Minister Paula Ian look puny, him look slimy, him look sleazy, him always look angry. Him demeanor is one of confrontation. Him can't go down near the Prime Minister. Him can't stand it. Him don't have he doesn't have the chutzpah, so to speak, to stand up beside the Prime Minister and enjoy something good happening to his constituency. But just to tell the viewers, the resistance was down in Westmoreland that very week when the Prime Minister broke ground for that police station.
When was it? Last year?
No, man, it was the year before.
Oh, 2 years ago.
Yeah, the Prime Minister went down there, broke ground. We were up in Little Bay, and then in one day, and the next day, we were up in Little Bay the Thursday, and the Friday morning, the Prime Minister came and broke ground in Little London for that police station.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
man, he did. Michelle could find the thing. Yeah, man, he did, and the Little Bay people them came down to the groundbreaking ceremony, and many of them met with the Prime Minister. They had a meeting with him on the grounds underneath the tent, and when it was completed, him walk out, and quite a few of them was out there grumbling. The Prime Minister addressed them and addressed them concern and talked to them a bit, and that is that. So Ian is, them in a space. Maybe we should, as good thinking people, maybe we should cut them some slack. Here's why I'm saying that. We're not going to cut them no slack, but maybe we should, because they are still suffering from serious shock. Them still in a shock mode. Them not come back to reality yet. Them still think that how them still ask themselves, how the hell did we lose this? Them still ask themselves that question because they were so hyped and wound up that them going to win. So them can't bring themselves to come to the realities on the ground. So coming to something that the Prime Minister opening good in the constituency, not where line up with them narrative that them did win and them should have win and so all is thief it from them and all the rest of it. So yeah, the Prime Minister's go about him duty and responsibilities as Prime Minister. Him is a Prime Minister for all the people, even those who voted for Ian Ayres. And the people who voted for Ian Ayres bought those votes. Those are not legitimate people who love him. Because nobody in Westmoreland love Ian Ayres. Not a soul down in love him. He's a very hard man to love. His only Auntie Anne love him. Good night, Anne. I know you're listening. I've beaten up your husband a little bit, but as long as Anne love him. But else love him. Nobody else love Ian Hills.
But I said no.
Nobody love Ian Hills.
Why, oh boy. So well on there now. I guess Westmoreland, yes. Westmoreland took a beating from the hurricane, but I guess it's kind of nice to see. Not kind of, it is nice to see a police. And also, there's a big police headquarters down there was supposed to open next year,
Yeah.
Yes, they didn't call it the Western Divisional Headquarters.
Yeah.
Police, so a big thing. The police, them supposed to feel good because them have nice fridge, nice stove, everything
Police
they can
across the country feel good, man. Police across the country feeling good.
Yeah.
Them fighting law, and them have an excellent, tough, quiet leader in Dr. Horace Chan. So just him as leader in terms of the security apparatus of the country is alone is a lift to the world to the world. I think he's the one that brought this renewed effort of making our law officers feel like they are appreciated and the job that they do, that we understand that it's tough. I want to make them life as comfortable as possible. So he's the one, Dr. Chang with the Prime Minister. They are the ones who made this happen. So Ian Hills can be a part of them success there. Ian Hills, you see him face? Him is a sour face youth. He can't help himself. No. Very rarely I see Ian Hills smile. Smile is a hard thing for him. Yeah, man, very hard thing for him. Always, in face, I always make up.
What the hell you said to me?
Yeah, man, I always make up in face, man. Always in a makeup face mode. I think they are reeling from the last thing that they have not gotten over that, and them can't stand the fact that all of these things happening and them not a part of it. Them have no positive argument to offer, and they have no positive spin on anything that's happening in the country right now because they have nothing to do with it, and they fear that should they say something positive or join the government, it's going to look like they must support the government, and that's the stupidity of them all, because Ian is miss out on a great political opportunity for stand up beside the Prime Minister. Great political opportunity, but them continue to miss out on these political opportunities because they never tell him to go.
Okay.
Yeah, man, they never tell him to go.
So, Karen, the people them know from the Obia channel. Last week then take up Rhoda and they say some very nasty things about Rhoda,
I don't get that treatment, but I need it. So I can address them.
Yes, Karen. So guess what now? Me get the information this evening,
Yeah.
And according to my sources tell me say because they couldn't come out public, come say them a support Ralph for a 6th term, them say Obia man for go attack Rhoda. Yes, me dear, so Rhoda. Rhoda was over there in St. Vincent. But do you know anything about Mr. Friday? Dr. Friday?
No, I don't know. No, that's the thing I was mentioning to Michelle. I don't know a thing about him. We need to go find out stuff about him. So I go find out stuff. But I had said, I don't remember who I said it to when I saw Rhoda there. All right, Rhoda got to show him off a count. Rhoda got to show him off a count. Because Rhoda was very astute in terms of lining up our numbers and how to count to defeat that piece of shit down there that them call Mayor. So
but two big pants, man, Rhoda. Nobody talk like say Rhoda only defeat one. Two big pants, big trousers, man.
Yeah, Rhoda defeats King. Rhoda defeats King. And then the man with the ballot lose. But I really mostly King. Because I take it upon himself. I take it upon himself,
Bunting get defeated too.
Yeah, well, Bunting couldn't show him face in Central, through the whole election. Bunting couldn't even walk through Central and give any support to the candidate who they were offering. Bunting is afraid for going to Central, go trouble.
We kept him busy. Very, very busy. But here we come when he realized and win.
We did.
Yeah. When say when him get the seat and the PNP lose the election, hear him no. I have never been more proud of being a comrade.
Can you
Boy,
imagine?
You man
that
a celebrate defeat, no sir. A real clown for true.
Promise them the world, and him I going to do this, and I'm going to make you proud of me. And then he gone in a town hall, and when the people enlist to something, when you look on the constituency board, the whole of the board full me. Well, you know, why am I going to manage with 20 million? If Simon them are going to sit down and determine which one of them our priority.
Oh
But I
my.
Bunty
don't know
is
if
a
this
person.
will give them the time to know that.
Bunty is a senior agent for the devil, you know. Mama Golden. Them are two senior devil agents, you know. And Bunting is fooling up the people of South Manchester, and they deserve to be fooled.
Okay.
They
Uh-huh.
deserve to be fooled. Him fool them, him dazzling them, and he make sure start early. Do a early thing. And I say all kind of people in them meetings and people that was hanging out with Mr. Ives campaign at some point, some whole patriots there with him. Him dazzling them with this brilliant, when bringing Maureen, remember one of them come to this brilliant thing. So I must dazzle them with that, keep that going for a couple of months, and then him
Come on,
gone.
that fade already. Look on the relief effort.
Him not upon
Look on
that.
the relief effort. Where the PNP people said them not see him. And I look, we if we go get them some of the you don't remember?
Some of our packages. They want we give them our things when them not say them not see him. But we never look upon them. We never look upon them. Or we don't. We don't look upon them. What we're going to do our relief effort. We never look upon the PNP people that who voted for him.
Well on
When
there.
the settler come out.
Senator
Yeah.
Morgan is in the chat, and Senator Morgan just had a birthday. I think him turned almost 25 yesterday.
Hey,
But
young fellow, happy birthday.
I don't believe Senator Morgan having birthday thing right because I was reliably informed that him just turned 20.
oh, what the hell?
So when get the 25 thing, but we tell him that.
We have to go find him birth paper when we are trying to find Mark Golden one.
No, film what should be easy to find. We need to find, we can't find man.
Jamaica 411, you can get Mark birth paper.
Happy birthday to Senator Morgan.
Yeah, but here what him say right here. So him said these same hypocrites were at the press conference this past Tuesday and in the parliament speaking about the government going into their constituencies without notifying them. Yet
Well,
Ian Eels is absent from.
well,
But you know, see, I fool them.
no, but
Them
maybe maybe Ian he has absented himself so that he can continue with the narrative. That's why they come out.
That's right. That's right. That's
Lord,
right.
doesn't that make sense?
But let us be absolutely clear for those who don't understand and for just in case Ian Eels and Mark Golden and them have a misunderstanding as to how this thing work. Let me set them straight as to how this thing work. The Jamaican government is led by the Jamaica Labour Party under the leadership of Andrew Michael Holness. Now, being government gives you the right to go any and everywhere. Nobody, you don't need to inform nobody say you're going away. Not a soul you don't need. If anything, the government would have some level of obligation. I don't know if obligation, but some level of decency to inform the councillor, not the MP.
Okay.
The councillor to send a note to the councillor. Maybe the government should start practice that when I'm going to them constituency. Tell the councillor, yo, me come down to your town, go open one police station. You should come by if you feel a mind. But make the MP go jump off of one bridge or something in Ian Eels' case, he can go jump off in a ganja field. But I mean, the government no obligation to tell them so them come nowhere. Do have to tell them. It is a courtesy thing. It is, and it is something that successive governments have practiced out of courtesy. You tell the MP. Portia used to be big on that. Where you call Portia used to be, she sit down and have a conversation with the MP and say, and she'd call Manayard and say, let me go down to your place. I go down and rate them. They come and something like that. But it's a courtesy thing. It is just pure courtesy. What the Prime Minister does is on behalf of the people of Jamaica. not on behalf of any constituency that his party won or any constituency that the other party won. What he does is on behalf of the people of Jamaica, and he has every right to move around and go anywhere he pleases as Prime Minister. So if he has feel bad about that, maybe he might have to move. But he maybe might have to move or something, I don't know.
But the one when them Zulika just them a behave like say a turf war and them something there. I like say I feed them turf and nobody can come. What kind of politics this to God?
Yeah, but don't worry yourself. I wouldn't worry. I wouldn't worry about that too much. Them come out of the box hot, and them a rant and them a rave and them a go on. Them soon quiet down, man. Them soon quiet down. Them will quiet down when people start make demands of them. So I wouldn't worry about them too much if that. But just in case if them think them a bullbuck and duppy conqueror, just in case if them think them can turf war the Prime Minister, let me assure them that I have been branded by Paul Burke and others as a top dog for Andrew Holness. That's how them brand me in them WhatsApp group. Andrew Holness a top dog.
What you say?
Oh yeah, that's a different story altogether. But I would like to assure all of them, including Zuleka and the rest of them, that them really handling this wrong, because when Christmas done and January come, already ready for war. We never do want war, turf or not. And we love war. We love going on people turf go war with them. That's the best place to war with people is on them turf, you know. So if Jess want a war with the Prime Minister, as the Prime Minister's a top dog, we're going to go war with her.
Then you're MP.
Of course. Remember saying that him can't be Prime Minister without him being MP, you know. It's my MP who happens to be the Prime Minister, and I voted for him. So he's my MP who happens to be the Prime Minister. Them are gonna walk carefully and tread carefully, you know, but I have not more to say to them just now yet. But let them carry on. Let them carry on, man. Give them enough rope to hang themselves and give them enough crystal water to look at them shadowing. Them reflection.
Talking about quieting down, you know, say I hear say Dayton Campbell was very nice to the Prime Minister in Parliament a couple of days ago. Somebody tell us in the chat what him say, because I know I don't get to listen.
That's why I tell you, Natalie. Seriously, you know. Shall come January, we need a new resistance secretary. No, seriously. We need a new resistance secretary. Come January. I have asked Michelle to produce the statement, and I know I can't get it from her.
Yeah,
I forget.
I told her to find what you forget. You forget.
And something to distract me. Lord have mercy. Never mind. We'll look it up.
Well on there. Let me say somebody can. So, hey, the phone line open. Let me open the phone line. Maybe somebody can call and tell, because somebody tell me say he was very nice to the Prime Minister. So me as the Prime Minister, this a boy I can't team him, not trust him. Make him go on with him nice self. One month of time tell upon the Prime Minister what kind of niceness him a come about.
It's part of them putting on new clothes from pig.
Oh.
It's part of them changing pig's personality. Let the pig look like him not snorting mud. But just make the pig look like him human.
Then not the pig then say go take over the party after Mark leave next year.
That's the thing, Natalie. That's the thing. They might try to dress up the pig.
Oh.
They might try to put on Armani and Gucci on the pig. And so the part of the training, new training of the pig, is to train the pig how to talk to the Prime Minister in Parliament. No, that is not a bad thing. But can a pig? But
so can a pig humanize the pig then? Yeah,
they're trying to humanize the pig, but it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad effort. But really, can a pig be trained to be a human?
Well, that's hard.
Because the pig have 4 foot and a snort, not a nose, a snout. I mean, and the pig walla in a mud. I don't know. Listen, I am not beating up their efforts. Well, not yet, but they will make an attempt. And if him trying to be nice to my member of Parliament, then I have to look deep into that. Because you know, we're not taking nothing for face value.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Let me see. Guys, the phone line open if you don't want to call you now. See the phone line number here. Want somebody call me and tell me what the pigs say.
Yes, what was he snorting?
Make you know if you put on lipstick on him tonight. What did
Lipstick,
he say to the
Armani
Prime
suit,
Minister?
Louboutin, everything.
Oh, that must say. Somebody said Leighton Campbell is like an animal of prey that sleep out in the dew at night. You don't trust those. He will turn around and bite you. That sounds accurate to me. Them, them want all the money, they want more money. That is why I'm so nice. Oh, they want the 50 million. Ah, Jesus.
What did I talk about Ian Jackson Miller say?
Oh, Diane Jackson, Miller, she tell like on the Prime Minister, my love. She said the Prime Minister, let me tell you what she do. Dayton Campbell write down one question give her for going to the press room with. So she got ask the Prime Minister, she got ask Dana about say how the Prime Minister took 2 weeks to go into Eastern Westmoreland. So Dana said, well, on there, the same question this them ask me that they send it to you. So you come out here with it now. Mr. Karen, the woman shame. Do you know say? I the same question they ask me that I send it. Who send you come out here with that on paper? So yeah, Dana no. Dana say, you see, we not tell too much lie. And a word for it, that you know. We in our war room language. Dana say, tell too much lie. When me in the Senate, me have to show them the video. Say the Prime Minister was down there 48 hours after the storm in our Westmoreland. So when you come here, so come attack, say. So this man going there to go say, listen, after the storm, we don't have no whole heap of helicopter. So we have to take with time and which part of the road clear we can go and we can't go. But the woman take the question from Dayton right down coming there. Can you believe the desperation? I tell them to block her from out there until she apologized. Because lie, she tell the Prime Minister about 2 weeks.
Yeah. I think them have a timeline in the way them going at the Prime Minister. There's a timeline to achieve something. I'm figuring it out. I don't get there yet, but I know there is something. There is something. And there's a timeline to that something, which is why them pushing these lies so hard. I have Diane Jackson Miller and other people pushing it so hard. There's a timeline for something.
What we notice with her, when Diane Jackson Miller come in, they look for all of the journalists them in the room. And everybody them look content, them look like a work them come. But Diane Jackson Miller come like a war she come. Her head raga. She no wash her face. She no fix up her clothes. Me never see Diane Jackson Miller look so yet from September 3rd. She no look good.
No, sir, from September 3rd, she lost it. She has lost it. But Diane Jackson Miller always look like a handicap, you know. No disrespect to handicapped people. But she always look like a handicap. Because she don't make good. You know, so she don't make good. You know?
Yeah, Zara Burton, now one of them two where I follow them. Zara Burton start look very different lately. You know,
look, it appears to me that Diane Jackson Miller and Zara Burton might be getting paid. And them better be careful, you know. I think they have hired them to be spokesperson for them and some things. And we know that Diane Jackson Miller was part of the whole the communication campaign for the rise during the election. She was a part of the communication campaign.
Where she was
she was advising them, and she was inside advising them, and they should go up on her program pretend that she's a journalist. And she was doing. Now, personally, I never have no issue with she advising them and then pretend that she's a journalist. I just don't want her to come to us.
When woman stress out, you know, they either don't comb their head or then cut it. And me know Zara top comb her head, Diane Jackson Miller top comb her head. Maybe then good ass stop beard too. Then I look good. Then I look good.
They look raggedy. We say them look raggedy.
Everybody from nationwide look like them beard. Look better than them in the press room. Then I look good. And them a woman.
And And the nationwide man, them look sharp and shiny.
Bad to bad. Jesus have mercy. No, sir. Them, Then come in there looking homeless. Like them. No, sir.
I think
Something
they
wrong.
are being paid. I think they are being paid. I think they are being paid.
Well, this
There's no
cannot
other
continue.
explanation. There's no other explanation as to why them. Well, there was a time when you could put an argument and say that the news media, having had one government for a period of time, like this third term now, the news media, or some in the news media feel that they must constantly be at the government, be at the government, be at the government,
Mm-hmm.
because they have had this government. I don't think that argument holds anymore. I think these two working for the rice camp, and them want to do, them also want to keep everybody on them toes with this, to move away from Mark Golden being leader. Them want to overshadow Mark Golden, who is basically irrelevant now, and basically teetering on the edge of the pavilion. But PG have him foot them stretched out across the pavilion, so Mark can't pass it, and
Hey.
can't pass it. So them want to keep, them want to continue a particular narrative that would take the spotlight from certain things. You know, certain things happening with them and inside there. So going at the government is one of those things. Um, as
Man,
their
show that thought, Karen. Let me take this call real quick. Hello, good night. Welcome to the war room. I'm fine, thank you.
Good night, ladies.
Yes,
Second time calling.
thank you.
Well, first time in the war room, but on your program naturally.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to believe that Ralph didn't win. Did you really believe that he won? It would have looked so bad if they didn't have one person in leadership in the house.
Repeat the question.
Do you really believe that Ralph Gonzalez won?
Who same win? Oh, same win a
so
seat?
close in counting. It was hanging on by a thread.
Oh,
Before, late in the night, because he was just barely there, hanging around. And then, remember now, it was 11, early, like after 7, that's Dr. Friday's team had won 11 seats already, right?
mm-hmm.
And when they came back, he had won 2 more. So it went down just to 2 to Ralph Gonzalez and somebody else. And then by morning, that year was only 1 and Ralph Gonzalez. But I don't think that he won. I'm not convinced. I think that it would look so bad worldwide that not even 1 seat on the opposition. How would that look? I think they, if they really scrutinized all the ballots, some that they gave him, they were spoiled, and then if they recount, he would have lost. But they just give him a seat. Because how could you have 15 people on the winning team alone and nobody to oppose them? Think about it.
Boy, I mean, I first me see this, very first time I ever see this. Yeah.
No, it's happening in Barbados where Myanmar they won all the seats. The first.
You have 15 seats and no opposition. I think they gave it to him.
Well,
because earlier in the day, like after 7 Natalie, they were saying he's hanging on by a thread.
I don't have the numbers in terms of how many votes he won by. I'll check it out though. But
yeah, I think I gave it to him because it looks so bad. That is just me.
Then why them have to give it to him though? Why them have to give him the seat and never somebody else?
Because the others were so convincing. All this time, the lady walking up bad, the Minister of Finance that he was bringing to take over of her. He lost badly, actually. They were done with them. And I think they just give it to him because who would oppose the government? Who would contradict? Who would keep them in check? But he's going to be a Minister of Finance. Shadow Minister of Finance, Shadow Minister for Education.
No, sir.
He's going to do everything. He's going to wear him down, and he's supposed to be executive because he's 79, actually.
I don't think he's going to stay the whole term, though.
Yeah,
I don't think he's
going to. But Natalie, this is only one person going to get to replace him in the parliament, just to say whoever it is. One person. So they have a hard task ahead.
Yeah.
A very steep hill.
Him said the party need renewal. He said the party need renewal, but me don't know how them are gonna renew with him wanna go parliament, a stroll go parliament.
No stroll. Stroll meaning that somebody is energetic. He's not going to be in any position to be strolling. He's going to be going, yes. But
Oh my
stroll meaning you have a
goodness.
little pep in your step.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it goes. It's a very embarrassing
Yes,
defeat. Yeah.
it is.
Thank
And I
you.
was shocked to see Rhoda. But I mean, it was coming out live because I was watching it.
Yeah.
But I said, is that something I thought he was in Jamaica? So, but I didn't recognize that it was something of recent, capture.
Well,
Oh, really?
Doctor
Rhoda, and I heard
Dr.
Dana
Friday
was over there as well, and some other members. I guess they are the most prominent.
Dr. Friday was at the JLP conference in 2017, so I think they've had a relationship over the years.
Apparently. But because I was listening to it live and getting the updates, I was unsure whether, it was a recent picture but then by the night, concluded, I heard that JLP had some people sending over, and then Mayor Motley had people send over to us this cloud.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for the information.
No problem.
Yeah. Hello, good night. Turn down the background for me, please.
Yeah,
Good night.
good night. How you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Yes, Uncle. I was listening to Parliament this week, and I want to find out what kind of lawyer is Mark Golding.
Jamaica 411.
I've been through many things in many courts, and I know employee is to be a lawyer to represent me.
Oh,
Because
Jamaica.
he brought up in the Parliament, he want to know what kind of resilience the government is giving about the electricity when the Prime Minister made a speech about it before and tell them about going underground and all of those things.
Okay, I will make Jamaica 411 answer your question here. Thank you.
Michelle, what is Mark?
Him claims him is one of the leading commercial lawyers in Jamaica. So him said. And as you know, one time people say self-praise is no recommendation.
Murder. But I think Ralph's seat is a safe enough seat. I don't know. I never watched the results, but I think Ralph's seat is a safe enough seat. Is a matter of fact, I think it's solidly safe if you ask me. So I don't know what she was watching, and I wasn't watching, so I don't know. Maybe it's just something that we don't. But historically, Ralph's seat is the strongest seat for his party.
So him alone didn't see it.
Malone.
I think he was moving in the wrong crowd, you see. Remember, there was this thing about Isaac Buchanan and Vibes Cartel going to St. Vincent, and they must go look up.
Hold on, ladies. Hold on. See the video, yeah. When I was subscriber, send the video, come give you the boy Dayton.
Okay.
Me go play it, you know, hold on there. See it here. You know what? Hey, I'm ugly, no. Hold on there, see it here.
How we've campaigned against each other. Prime Minister, regardless of how we've campaigned against each other in the past, I wish you success in this matter, please. I wish you success in this matter, because your success is important to me and the people of Jamaica. Yes? I don't start from trying to do anything that will adversely affect the people of Jamaica. As a matter of fact, my concerns are indeed about the people of Jamaica that I have the privilege of representing. Now, I think there may be a little disconnect that is causing some of the issues. Because persons have made some accusations that I have defended you. You may be surprised to know, but I have defended you in saying that could not be so, right? Because in the middle of a disaster, I don't think it could be that way, right? If I come out and I make a comment, it is not intended. Certainly, I'm not stupid. I'm not saying something that is going to affect more relief coming to the people, whether from locally or internationally. I'm not doing anything to it. Is simply trying to outline what is going on and saying that there are persons here that are living in a certain condition and we need a little bit more assistance for them.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to welcome the comments of the member from Westmoreland Eastern. I think I would describe it as a watershed moment in the debate on disaster response. And I welcome your comments, sir.
That is not him saying anything nice about the Prime Minister. That's him trying to defend himself after Andrew thumped them up in their mouth. Right? So him jump up now to defend himself. Remember that the Prime Minister was talking about somebody standing claiming that they're not the government, only the Lacovia police. They see the one just share laugh. Like
Miss Ciara laugh, yes, Miss
you
Ciara.
know, it reminds me of when somebody did, you know, like when a blogger says something and somebody important repeats it and then feel oh, no, that's and so she does go on. I'm even talking, right?
Yeah.
So she happy for the little acknowledgement. So I get up to defend himself. Now here I'm talking about he's representing the people of Jamaica, which people of Jamaica him I represent. Him I represent the people of East Westmoreland. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So me I wonder if him thinks I'm a prime minister, leader of the opposition or something, but him I represent people of Jamaica. And him not going to say anything to
Him know
hurt
why
them.
I say so, you know. Remember say
Of course.
him never push up to go behind Mark Golden, you know. So him does a talk out loud, I think out loud.
And him would not do anything to hurt the relief pro. Of course. That's what
so why
been
don't
trying
tell
to
the
do.
risers them to stop from work and tell life on the country and the government?
Oh, that's what they want to do. They want the whole thing to flop. They want to frighten the Jamaican people and then say the relief workers them come and run from them. So they must say bring cholera, right?
Mm-hmm.
Them want to relief to stop coming to Jamaica from both government and private people, sending it to the government, want to go to them because they want people to believe say well, Angela Bromberg talking about there's partisan distribution and corruption and all of these things about accountability and where the money have got. That's all I think about, you know. Where the money have gone, where the money have do, because they want the foreign people to hear and stop sending money. They want people to suffer. They want people to starve. They want people to get hungry. And when that happens, of course, you know, that can be an uprising. Maybe them hoping that will happen and them can get a new election. You understand? But everything that you hear them talking about and critiquing, this is not a time for them to be doing that if that was not their intention. So when they get up and talk about say, oh, certainly I don't, why am I talking about I? Right, of course, Andrew Wallace was talking about the Westmoreland candidate.
Well, do you
MPs
believe?
and what he
Do
did.
you believe that one of the reasons why he's saying what he's saying is because him say the people them don't Eastern Westmoreland and suffer and him cannot help them. So maybe he's trying to be nice because he wants favorability, maybe, so that him can
No,
get
he's
more
not
stuff.
trying to be nice. If you listen to what Andrew Holness said right through, he was talking about what he did. Right? They were claiming that he was not in Westmoreland going to Westmoreland till 2 weeks after. And he was given a chronological order of
I him talk so.
Right? So he said that the day after the hurricane passed, he was in Black River. Him talk about a team that him asked to come meet him, couldn't pass through Holland Bamboo. A lady will walk 20 miles and say a building, a wall dropped down on a man who was out in the storm, and him directed the JDF. I just tell you what Andrew Warner said. And he directed the JDF to find the body. He spoke about landing in, I think, I don't know if it's Darliston or White House, and all the things that he had done, right? And of course, what it did was to show them up that is they weren't speaking the truth. So he was saying that them talking nonsense about the government not doing this and the government not doing that when everything is being facilitated by the government and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, if I had given you that clip in time about what Colonel Charles Jr. said, there are tens of thousands of care packages that the MPs got for themselves to hand
Yeah.
out.
Let me play it. Me have it.
All right.
Me go play the audio.
Mhm.
See it here. Hold on, the ads are come up. What the government need for do? If them hand out $40 million worth of care package, them if you come out, come tell the people them what's the totality in numbers of care packages that them give up, because them attack it. Them a say the government no do nothing, Come talk how much care packages, how much, if you have to count one by one how much bottle of water. Come
Well,
tell the nation how much case of water, how much this, how much that. You understand? I'm
well,
not saying the
when
Prime
you
Minister should do this. I'm saying the JLP needs to have an arm of government right now where deal with the communication directly where disinformation is concerned. Sometimes I feel sorry for Dana, I like her, but sometimes I feel sorry for her because she come out there to give the information to the country. So how can you do that while you have people like these who are coming out? And that's why they have a press conference every day, because every day they come out at the government don't do nothing. The government don't. What?
Well, wait until you hear what Colonel Charles Jr. said.
See, hold on there.
The member of parliament decided to switch to JLP or wanted it, they can do so, meaning you're independent. It's just affiliated, but you're independent, meaning you must take some responsibility for your constituency. You shouldn't be sitting down and waiting on anybody. Just like me, I am the Minister of Labour and Social Security, and I take my own funding. I find funding from other persons, just like how you find it for run election, and I bring support into my constituency. That is not government support. Yes. I can show you in the back of my car the packages I have given people. It's not government packages. Yes. Kernel packages. So you have a responsibility to not only use the CDF money wisely, but to go out and seek for your people. And I'm going to tell you the other thing that
you're not seen as a member of parliament, Minister Charles. You are the Minister of Labour and Social Security. So if you are seen giving out packages, it could be misconstrued.
That's fine. But I also seek to clarify, and I make sure that people know that, they don't know exactly what I do in my constituency. But let me say this. Just to be very, very fair and transparent, as Minister of Labour with responsibility for the packages when they came off in the first phase, I sent 900 packages to the members of parliament in the West, Hanover, and the one in St. Elizabeth that is affiliated with the PNP.
You didn't send it to Mr. Vaz in Central Westmoreland?
Yes, I did.
No, but no, sir. Mr. Vaz says he has...
Listen to me. Just listen to me first, and then you'll hear the full story. 900 packages went to the 3 MPs in Westmoreland, 1 in Hanover, 2 in Hanover, and 1 in St. Elizabeth, just for them to split up. All of them got 150 each. Before anybody in Trelawney got. Before anybody else got. In addition to that, I made sure to do airlift in Darlingston, which is in Dayton Campbell seat, of 1,000 packages.
You're there.
Wow. And each of those packages can serve a family of 3 for 1 week.
Yeah.
And I must tell you, I want to acknowledge Mr. Campbell. He was very grateful.
Yes.
He was organized, and his counselor, can't remember his name, was a gracious man. And if I could help them again, I would help them again. Mr. Vaz got a similar set, I think either 900 or 1,000 massive packages. Mr. Vaz was airlifted into his seat at Reno Sports Complex. It didn't go as organized. For whatever reason, that was not well organized. And Mr. Vaz had a lot of accusations that opposition, his opponent was there and other people. I didn't call his opponent. Okay, but people were there and it didn't work out as organized. But the reality is the government with our partners put 1,000 packages into one seat and 900 into another seat in Westmoreland. And there are several other airlifts that took place in Westmoreland and several other packages that went to Westmoreland. Westmoreland got 40% of all packages coming out of the Ministry of Labour went to Westmoreland. And split up between the 3 MPs there, who happened to be MPs from the opposition. And I never saw color with them.
Wow.
I had, hold on, I'm going to tell you more. I wish I could show you on my phone. I called them in a group call to discuss with them issues around the seat and how we can help. So listen.
In Westmoreland, sir?
I tell you, don't ask me these questions on my Sabbath, you know, man. I tell you, don't ask me the question on my Sabbath and you're trying to get me out. I'm saying, what I'm saying to you, hello, neighbor, listen to me now. When you hear MPs say that they have not gotten anything, it is tantamount to someone who feels they are entitled to something that they are not due. I have no mandatory or obligatory, there's no duty for me to give an MP a package. I passed packages to MPs because in the emergency stage, right after the hurricane, it would have been impossible for my ministry alone and JDF to reach everyone. And so we made a decision that we would utilize the MPs to make sure that anybody coming to them, we have at least a little packages with them so they could get.
Me can't listen to this no more. You see me I tell them, say JLP, they not tell them story, you know. Them can't tell them one story, you know. Because all them are shocking information now with me. I force me I hear this.
1 month later after them I thought the world for lie, but they not get nothing.
I force me I hear this. So what on they know? The minister sit on a TikTok, must say TikTok, this him talk pan. So how them not group up and come in front of the country every day, come talk and say a lie the PNP I tell them get much millions of dollars out of something. Don't always
the last all 3 days.
Jesus Father, no know so them wicked for sure.
And them that the few them getting up. But what he was saying is that them supposed to get it. Are they? I think forget in the say who's supposed to be getting it, but to give them some. So no obligation to give the MP nothing, which is I think is what Karen was saying, right? I don't think it's a council. I think there are some coordinated thing where them have, but you give the MP so that if people come to them, we know to ask them, then can hand them out. Right?
Well, I'm glad you send this to me because I never know. Karen, you hear them something already?
I currently don't know.
I don't know. At first, me I hear it. Me I forgot record this and put this on me other page. Cause this a breaking news here. So I see every day the PNP I walk and say government nah give them nothing, government nah do nothing. So you see again, the JLP not telling their own story.
But they're not getting
if they were telling it, people like me would I hear it loud and clear.
But
and then you tell it in a way that the people them see them like how you hear Mr. Charles this attack. Group up every day and come off press conference. I have to tell them about if you don't want to go sit down on TikTok as if TikTok is a good place to start giving the country serious and vital information.
Well, instead him had them all in a group in a WhatsApp group, right? And them would have want to talk like said then you're not from government. Then I'll get nothing from government. So what them do with the packages what they got? Because if they're saying they're not getting nothing from government and then I have not to give people, what did they do with the packages that they got?
And that you want to know now. Because them sell it.
Because we don't know if you would have thought that they would have said they got some packaging, but it looked like them hand it out and no one nobody knows how government to come and just come up and tell lies say not come from government. Right? So what did they do with the 900 packages that they got? Each one of them, Hanover, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
The three
Alton
MP
County,
them.
yes, and just
And that's
so
why she
what did
asking of
they
her
do?
teeth, so.
But if them say them not get nothing from government, right? And them not out there show say them a hand out anything to people. What did they do with the packages?
Lord of mercy, no sir. But guess what now? I want Warmington to do something for me Tuesday when they got parliament. I want Warmington to go in there go ask the PNP how much millions of dollars they collect after the hurricane relief. Because they might collect millions of dollars, you know.
Well, here's the thing. He should ask them how much money they're getting because them have this thing in the name of the relief, right? So once them getting money and packages, it must go exactly where the donors intend for it to go,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now, I haven't been on them page, I must go peep on them page and see if them have anything a handout. Because if I'm not showing that even one MP handing out anything, it means to say the people probably not give them nothing. And that is something.
Mm-hmm. Let me just say something to Chiefy Dan. You and some of the rest of JLP people, they may know someone who don't understand communication. I'm just tell the truth. Because you have say now the information been out there. If the information been out there, people like me with it on social media, may not hear it already. It means that if people like me don't hear it, it's not being put out in the right format. And that is why having a daily press conference is important. You think say me would have miss a press conference from the government? Most people wouldn't. So when you're saying that the information been out there, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. Lord of mercy. But anyway, it will take a while for process. I have to go process this because I can't believe say then get so much packages and so much this and so much that and them not talk. The 1.5 million that they then get before the hurricane, them not come talk that. But the government are do they not speaking it. So you can see clear now that it's a deliberate attempt by the PNP to suppress what the government is doing and come accuse them and lie on them and say they don't do. What a
And
wicked set of people them.
and that is the reason why Dayton Campbell was responding the way it was responding. It was no praise, right? It was a defense. It showed them up. It showed them up in terms of what the prime minister's activities were, right? And
Me sorry, Prime Minister never
Charles
ball out them something in there.
Charles need to stand up in the parliament and
Mm-hmm.
make the same announcement we make on this person's program.
Yeah,
If you go up on the parliament and make the announcement, read it into the record. If he has done it before, I never hear it and look like
right.
nobody hear about it. Otherwise, we'll
Mm-hmm.
be out here talking about how they lie. I don't know if anybody else said they lie because they get things, right? So they need to read it out into the parliament. I want to make this a section. I want to make the parliament empty. So
Well on there.
yeah, the
No, this
conversation is working.
I when them it walk out. Let me answer this call real quick. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night.
Hi, you're live.
Yes, not what Michelle said about what our prime minister did in the parliament
Mm-hmm.
and with the man across the other side where people is saying that is speak good about the prime minister. No, what Michelle said is 100% right.
Mm-hmm.
The prime minister came to parliament with an intention because he had enough. And him start flag everybody. Him even start flag some of the media hosts. Him never call a name, but you know that they are the one that he's talking to because he's saying that people is saying the government is not doing anything. So who cleared the wharf and
Mm-hmm.
areas? Made the security assurance. Who did that?
Mm-hmm.
So he listing out the things that the government had was to do in order for all those help and effort become possible.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
May I have the video?
So what he did now,
Mm-hmm.
what my man do now, when you know like when you go to school and the principal come in or the teacher come in and like say, where's the homework? Because you know you're taking the homework for granted. So them start flag. So you start run out no because you feel like say, yo, yeah, say, no, me not sure.
Yeah, I know them way there.
In my opinion, just as Michelle said,
You start make your case because you don't want to get licked.
Exactly.
It's like him because the Prime Minister speak with him, and just as Mr. Charles said to the person on what the recording that you just played, is that he's showing them that I have been communicating. We have been part of WhatsApp calls and all of this, but him run out because he don't want the Prime Minister go talk for him part because it look like the Prime Minister do even more for him than many others.
Yes, because a theme constituency get the hardest lick.
We never say nothing still, you know. So it's like you must say, me not part of it.
Lord have mercy. No, but the Prime Minister, them would have to do more for theme constituency because theme constituency, the landfall, the hurricane make landfall, a theme constituency get licked the worst, you know.
And then the other thing I want to speak about is this young lady from and where Zuleika is. We're in St. Elizabeth. So
no, a naughty should have 411?
Yeah, naughty St. Elizabeth.
Naughties.
So the young lady had her number and been calling her and having dialogue with her. You know, because you're a community member, like, you know, Karen is a part of the constituency that the Prime Minister is. So if there's anything she would have, you know, if she have him number, she would call and say, you know, that's the best way to do, or this is what we need, or, you know. So she blocked the girl.
Wow, for true?
Yes. So the girl said, you block me? A small person like me, you find time to go on your phone and look for my number and block me? So she said, I'm not bashing it. She's saying that she's just neutral. She's no JLP nor PNP. But what happened, she have observed, she's saying that the agricultural minister, his constituency, what he does, she said, when I go on his page, he lists all his communities in his constituency, and he give the necessary information. If you want to give help or if you're close to there, you will say, okay, there's a there's a community there. When you go on her page, there's nothing. So you're lost. So she said there's constituency where there's communities where you don't even mention. You don't even tell people that those communities exist. And I'm not picking any side, but when I look at that man and how he did his thing, what's his name again? I don't know. What's the agricultural minister?
Yeah, talk Floyd Green.
Floyd Green. So she said when I go on Floyd page, Floyd list out every single community in his constituency. So he will show you what he had done there, So if you have something to do and you realize that, oh, probably there's gonna get touched, I will go there or so on. And he's asking for help, even though he's a part of the you would say the winning side. So it shows you that MP needs to do their job. Because yes, he's a Labourite and his party win, but he's campaigning for help for his communities in his constituency, not just one or two. So yes, it is big on TikTok. And I saw it today, and it is going viral because but let me tell you this, they're going to be exposed. It's like them going to wake up one morning or one day and all of them wickedness just knock on them door and face them because everybody's finding them out.
One by one.
In England, and them that's what they do, because Mark Golding campaign against the Prime Minister over there hard, you know. I don't know how him do it, but him do it.
Over
Like them
England?
not give, no, yeah, it's like they don't give you no space to come. Like the Prime Minister don't get no room to be exposed, like with his good deeds and the good things that he's doing. So it's like sometimes I have to be like sending him even like you and Dujan and then him said, no, women notice everybody that speak ill of the Prime Minister is PNP.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't
That's true.
normal people, you know? So they're going to be exposed. It's only a matter of time. And as you said before, I realized and I observed that you were so upset with the fact that the government and his side wasn't speaking enough and telling Jamaica what is happening. But I think sometimes, you see, when I observe with Andrew, it come like him know how to drink him soup or him porridge. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we think that him for drink it when we think that at the time, but I think something is leading him. Because him don't take it up when, I observe him time. Him have a thing with time. Mm-hmm. Okay. Every time him come out with it, it is always the right time. Sometimes we are trying to, because even myself, I'm like, at one point, but I start to feel one way. I say, no, me can't be doing this because me I feel, I highlight things to people, listening things, and me I feel showcase, and I show people that okay, this is not what happened. This is the truth and all of that. But now is the time for real. Him wait until when you do a long distance marathon, and then yesterday the first side they come out and them work up themselves and then when them start get weak now I think that is politics. And I think Andrew Holness, I think our Prime Minister understand what you say. You understand it's not the agenda. They have a saying where you understand what is happening, and I think he does. Okay. So it's just time and thanks and keep up the good work. Yeah, man. And thank you for your call. The war room is hot tonight and it's getting bigger, so you might have to go do some expansion on the room. Yes, man. Thank you for joining. Mm-hmm. All right, thanks. Mm-hmm. So just block the woman.
Yeah. Natalie, I want to say something about what the caller just said about Mark Boland's efforts in England in his campaign against the Prime Minister. It had very little effect, if any at all, because Mark Boland, he never had the backing of. I follow and subscribe and have regular online interaction with basically every British YouTuber that does politics and the royal family. And I can tell you, people like Lady Colin Campbell and Dan Wootton and and Rupert Murdoch outfit that does the news outfit, the Fox, but well, the British version of that, and all of that. Full support behind Andrew Holness. Full support behind Andrew Holness. What Mark was trying to do in his campaign in England was to get the right wing people them who up in arms who have this thing about corruption and all of that. He was trying to get those people on board, but those people were lukewarm towards him because they were not impressed by him. And I'm told that directly from my YouTubers that they're not impressed by him. Matter of fact, one commentator said that he spent this time talking too much negativity about the island itself, and that turned them off. Wow, really? Yes, and negativity against the Prime Minister, but not parroting his plans and programs for the country. It wasn't that it. It was mostly negative argument. Yeah, that is a big turn off for sure. Lady Colin Campbell endorsed Prime Minister Holness. Every election that he has won, she endorsed him. and this election was no different. And when she endorsed someone, no, she's not only Lady Colin Campbell, who she's a Jamaican, she's from the Zedi family, you know, and she loves to big up her Jamaican roots, but she's very British and very white. And whatever she says, whatever she puts out, is picked up and taken up by pretty much every news commentator, every YouTuber that does a royal channel or a political channel that covers everything, including politics. She's very, very involved. And he never had the support of Lady Colin Campbell. Prime Minister.
I think I know who you're talking about, you know.
Yeah, man. Prime Minister Andrew Holness did. I started interacting with Lady Colin Campbell when Kate and William came to Jamaica. And when I did Mr. Holness, or him talk, say Jamaica leave and I'm deal with William and Kate, and that gave Harry and him grifter wife ammunition against the royal family. So that is how I started watching them. And I watch pretty much everybody, and they also follow my channel and watch me as well. So I understand what she's saying, but Mark did not get any traction in Britain in his campaigning.
The man go all over the world at that negative about Prime Minister, and then by extension.
Matter of fact, when they were planning the disruptions, the protests against the country on foreign soil, they had planned one in England. And one or two people that followed him up was telling him that it's not a good idea. The local were following him up, were following Bunting and them up. They, who the Jamaican people living there, go tell them, say, they don't think that's a good idea, really, because, you know, I hope our Jamaicans in England, I hear them split down party lines, yes, but there is a good affinity towards Mr. Holness as to his respect from both government, both liberal and conservative governments in Britain, and his relationship with King Charles. And just to say that Mr. Holness had a relationship with King Charles when he was Prince Charles. So it's not a new relationship that just started when he became Prime Minister.
You know, me the argument there already now. You know where that argument came from? When they had the falling out, the people them would have advised Mark Golding to go all over the world, go spread lies on the government and Jamaica. You know, when they had the falling out, I heard a few of them said that they were against the PNP doing that.
Yeah.
Yes, some of them come bust it out.
Yeah. Listen, Charles, as a young man and a whole man now, have certain belief systems which him not moving away from. And one of those belief systems is that one must be loyal to one's country. And so Charles would not be hugging up somebody like Mark as much as Mark is a British citizen. Charles would not be hugging him up, because Charles would be of the opinion that I am living, I am making money. I mean, him not here. He can move back to Britain anytime he want. But them don't look kindly on those things. And Lady Colin Campbell pretty much says as much. Them don't look kindly about that you're running for office to be Prime Minister of the country, and yet you are promoting deep divisions in the country, outside of the country, with people outside of the country, and creating that spectre of suspicion and bad vibes against the country. So I understand what she's saying, but is British campaign failed? Is US campaign largely failed too as well? Yes, they got the protests, them get to do the protests. It was after the protest that it failed. They were successful to get the protests on foreign soil in America, but afterwards it failed, and it failed because once the Congress and the various congressmen and congresswomen started realizing that, and I suspect Audrey Marks have a lot to do with that. You know, they view him and how they view them in terms of what they did, particularly the DC protest. I would imagine that Audrey Marks, because Audrey Marks have a lot of pull in the United States Congress among both sides of the aisle. So so he never have no success with it. Yes, they did the protest, but he never have no success. The people look at him as an incomplete. and people see him as very disloyal to the country. Which is why the world, it is those things. So he's largely, Mark Golding should take the credit. He should take the full credit. Full credit goes to him and Leighton Epstein. One of my subscribers say, you know, hear me I call him Leighton Epstein. He should take him and Leighton Epstein and that Machiavellian idiot Bunting. They should take full credit for the world paying attention to the election. They should take full credit why the world was paying attention to the election. The world was paying attention to Jamaican elections and at them eyes on Andrew Holness simply because of what they were doing. What Mark Golding was doing, what Peter Bunting was doing, what Dayton was doing, what all of them was doing and what they were spouting and the various meetings that they were having in the United States and Canada with various groups. And for some reason, a man like Bunting, who have been security minister and at some point during his tenure as security minister, would have had some dealings with the security apparatus of the world, so to speak. Certainly the big three, Canada, United States, and Britain. And he would have known that they going to pay attention and they going to see what they do. And it is that attention that they gave Jamaica because of how they were going after Andrew Holness. And so they were the ones who got the world quite interested in the Jamaican elections based on what they were doing. Plus, the PMPIC. The PMPIC also played a great role. Because Lady C, she spoke about it too. Played a great role in how the world started paying attention to the Jamaican elections. And the world pay attention to elections in Caribbean countries like Jamaica based on what the world wants from us and how they see an economic advantage for them and a social advantage for them and where their people like to vacation. And that's as much as they would pay. Audrey Marks is probably one of the most effective ambassadors we have had. And yes, she spent more time than any ambassador that we've ever had before in both governments. So by as a result of that, we have had more favorable people began to look at Jamaica more because of how involved she has been as an ambassador and how she put us on the back. So they should take a bow. They should take a bow for giving the world that view into Jamaican politics, and the world was watching. And after Andrew Holness devastatingly beat him into make him drop down the night and ball, beat him till him afraid for come a road, beat him till all know him can't recover. After Andrew Holness beat him, then the world felt proud and the world laughed and the world said, well, this guy Andrew Holness is a master. I'm deal with him with him. So yeah, I said too much, but that's basically what I wanted to say.
Well, the overwhelming support for Jamaica.
Him they drop down and people have to hold him up. Yes. And people who were there told me. Drop down and hold him up. They had to hold him up. Because they were shouting and in high spirits in the earlier part of the night when it looked like they were picking up seats, and the seats that they were picking up were being called early. So they were in high spirits. And then bam, St. Elizabeth and St. James went straight to the JLP, and Manchester split, Rhoda win, and the whole thing just fall apart. Him that drop down. I'm not to hold him up. I'm not telling a lie on him. I swear to God, him drop down.
We see the video when he walk out, him look a bit wobbly still, but me never.
Yeah, never drop a ground, but him drop down. Never drop a ground, but him drop down.
So how will take him up? How will help him up?
You know, I don't get the names. I get somebody told me the names of who. Somebody told me who hold him up, but I really don't. I wasn't paying attention. But I'm going to ask for the person who was holding him up. I will ask her.
So that's why I'm so bitter against the Prime Minister. Can nearly drop down.
Bitter like a gall, the man, because they told him up into 3 o'clock, 3:30 when I walk around the Kingston and walk in a police station, like him as some kind of Dan Gargan. Up to that point, he thought that he had won. and them way to Jamaica House to go raid the band. You know, so up to that point, he thought he had won, and them their party quarters in the high spirits. Every time I see it coming, yeah, one see it coming, yeah. Then and dear Jackson Miller was laughing and giggling like a kid in a candy shop. And then after that, as you said, just a come here after that. So there we go. So that's what I wanted to say. You know, what the caller say about him campaigning across England and the United States. Yes, it was. And the other thing, final thing, I'm talking too much. But the other final thing I want to say is that during that campaign in England, him was drawing on his British roots because we were beating him up so much about him being a British son of slave owners. He thought that he could go there and milk that and use that. But him forget that we live in the 21st century. And even England would like to hang all slave owners today. So I mean, so him just never get it. So him would back up around tree. There, I'm done for that.
Me I fear wonder if I'm just going to talk, because I don't care. Me I wonder if the madman did I advise him, because who would advise you? I mean, when you look at the Caribbean region, you don't see any politicians, any opposition going around talking down on their country and talking down on their leader. This just does not happen. So who was advising Mark Golding to go England, US, Canada, to go talk down upon the government and talk down upon the country? You know, see a traitor this. He's a traitor.
Yeah, and maybe the madman over the Uber channel was part of that advice team.
Because he was advising them.
Had they won, he would have said he met them win. So
they no might as well they're making challenge Mark then.
Yeah, and they won, he would have said he make him do it, and none of them couldn't take that from him. So you know, he was getting advice from many quarters, but those are the things. But don't forget it was the devil basically was telling them all of that.
Yeah. All right, well, make wrap it up here. Thank you, ladies, so much.
I never forget.
When you have any closing arguments, sorry.
I never forget the last debate when I'm supposed to give the a debate speech. He might talk about him telling the people what it is that we are going to do when we are the next government, and you are over here. And we are, and talking, and we are over there, and I'm sitting where you are sitting. So that's why every time going to Parliament, in facing them. So I don't know why the Liberator doesn't look at him and laugh. I think him to come in.
Please. All right. Well, it was nice having you ladies here. As according to the people, them in the chat, them say them may read the comments, them say them like the war room. The war room I get popular, you know. Everybody talk about it, Karen.
Well, I want to tell you, one of my former colleagues at e-services message me and tell me, say, she hear my voice? I say, yes, it's me. Hi, Katie, how you do, darling? You didn't man access for me.
Yeah, big up Orius too. Big up yourself, Orius. You're in the war room. I met Orius in the supermarket several times. He never failed to give me a shout out.
You're a celebrity.
And I know Pat Peters.
No, sir, but when we did the Jamaica together, you know, everywhere we go, people know we know.
That
we have to come out now, this guys now, because we have to go higher security. We need security.
As I say, me and Michelle go out all the time. I try not to talk, because you open your mouth, so I turn around.
Well, I want to captain this guy, so.
No, so on a ton celebrity.
So Katie said she recognize the voice. Someone say, yes, man, I me. Me own up.
All right. So make us catch up again next week. I'm afraid for what happen this coming week. We don't know. But make us see.
I'm afraid, man. Put out your arm, man, and accept everything that's coming, man, and embrace it. Embrace whatever is coming, man.
I guess I'm the type of person that like predictability.
No, embrace whatever. I don't like predictability. I look forward to whatever it is that the F-team going to pull out time at this week, and whatever it is that Jess going to do, and if Angela going to grin her teeth them again, or if Isa do a look a laugh, cute looking thing in Parliament, addressing the speaker. I don't know what the grass it was doing, but that was. I don't know. I look forward to what's thing. What the greatest thing about these people is their unpredictability. Kind of predictable in some way. It's predictable, unpredictable. If there's something like that. But anyway, there's it. Let's wrap it up now.
Well, like how me like predictability. Anytime the surprise come, if me go drop down, I hope one on the wall me up. No make me reach our ground. Just hold me up. Lord jeez. All right. Thank you everybody in the chat for joining. I appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you subscribe to all of our channels so you can get the good information there. And make sure that you come back next week for another episode of The War Room. Have a good night, ladies.
Good night, everyone.
Night,
Yes.
War Room. Warriors.
War Room Warriors. Good night, 411.